Everybody, Ian here from Ian Explains. This is my friend Alec.
Nice to meet you. I have a YouTube channel called Fulfilled Lives. You should check it out.
Give him a subscribe. It's awesome. If you like spirituality, what else? Self-development, right?
Yeah, self-development and spirituality, pretty much. Yeah,
it's awesome. Check his channel out. But today's video, it's going to be on meditation, how we both kind of got into it, and some benefits we've found from doing it. So I'm going to start with me. I started a year ago, kind of, and partly this guy and a few other people I know have been doing meditation, and you know, I kind of thought it was just kind of a joke, kind of like the journaling, you know, and I'm sure you can attest to that.
Yeah.
You know, I just kind of started, you know, I kind of thought it was a joke, and I gave it a try here and there, and I started really kind of giving it more tries, and you know, I kind of just found it was good for me. It worked. It's really peaceful, really calming, and yeah, I try to do it once a day. I'm trying to do it more here recently, as like I'm trying to do like 10 minutes a day. I actually want to get up more eventually in the future, but I want to hear, Alec, how did you get, you know, kind of involved with meditation?
Well, it's kind of funny. My story's kind of similar to you. So I went to community college for 2 years, then I transferred to Appalachian State University, and I wanted to join some clubs, you know, get a part of the community. And I thought the same thing. When I thought of meditation, I thought of like shows like Avatar, or I had this picture in my mind of like enlightened masters like meditating in caves, levitating for some reason. But I thought it was cool, so I was like, I'll give it a try. So I started going to this meditation club, and me and my roommate Chris, we actually showed up late the first time, so I didn't get that much from that time. But I remember the second time I went, I had a very deep, like, peaceful experience. And like after it was, my meditation club was in my student union. So after I walked out of that meditation, it's like the whole world was different. Like my whole perception of like everything, and like my whole experience, like I felt this level of peace I've never felt before. And ever since then, I've really connected with meditation on a deep level, and I kept going to meditation club, and then hopefully, you know, with this whole thing that's going on, I hope to like join more communities. But I'm hoping on my YouTube channel actually to make more meditation videos. But it's a very powerful tool, and I guess the main impact it's had on my life is I had the very deep realization, like pretty recently, honestly, about two to 3 months ago, where I am not my thoughts, and how all my thought patterns have like created a lot of unnecessary emotions and a lot of unnecessary suffering. So meditation's powerful, but it's also like mindfulness. Like one of the things I learned from someone in my meditation club, he taught me the Alexander technique, which I don't want to go too much into that, but is that your whole life should be a meditation. Because now I just try to be very mindful when I have these negative thought spirals or these stressful thoughts. I just try to take a step back and just kind of, you know, breathe. And that sounds kind of like hipster maybe for some of y'all, but it really is like a powerful thing that, you know, a lot of people use, even people that you wouldn't think are very spiritual. I think I saw some ad on YouTube the other day, like Cardi B meditates. Like a lot of successful people, you know, it's mind, body, soul, but the mind is very important. A lot of people in the spiritual community want to ignore the mind because they have all these ideas about the mind, but it's very important to, you know, have healthy thought patterns. So yeah, that's kind of like my experience.
That's so awesome. Like, and I can kind of attest to some of what Alec's saying, not probably on the same level yet, but definitely you'll see when you meditate, like a lot of these, you know, achievements and extra things that we just don't need in our society. They're just extra. We don't really need them. Like, and your life kind of gets simpler, and you think, how can I create a better life also?
Yeah.
And it's amazing kind of the difference. You know, before I started meditating, what my life was like, how aware I was, and then now I feel like I'm way more aware and more mindful. And that's so true too, the gratefulness thing, because I've seen that also, and it's really powerful. It's changing. And if you have not meditated, please give it a shot. Please just try it. I mean, you got nothing to lose but to try, and if you don't like it, just try it again. And you know, it's awesome. I mean, who would not, like, what person, yeah, like you said, what famous person does not meditate? Like, I feel like a lot of them, not all of them, but a lot of them do.
Yeah.
And you know, when you use your mind, it's just, it makes you think in new ways. It makes you think about how to create a better life. What I'm trying to think, what else can we talk about?
Well, like, I guess what you're kind of what you're kind of getting at is what meditation does is it gives you like a clear view of like your reality, your life. And when you don't meditate, when you're unconscious, you know, I'm not trying to get too into this here because I don't really know your community that well, but like this perception is called 3D perception or 3D consciousness. And you get very delusional because you're unconsciously following your thoughts, and these thoughts are creating emotions. And oftentimes I found before I meditated, I was very defensive. I wasn't that willing to adapt to change. I wasn't able to see things clearly. I actually, on my channel, been very open about it. I had a very big like arrogance problem, and I honestly got a little bit narcissistic as well. And oftentimes in the personal development journey, we, you know, go from this place of lack, victim, to big ego. You create big ego, and then just kind of all sheds apart. And you know, just speaking on what he said earlier, I would really advise y'all, if y'all haven't tried meditation, to start with more simple meditations. It's okay to start simple. Like, there's so many guided ones on YouTube or apps. One big one that helped me out a lot on my beginning is a YouTube channel called The Mindful Movement. If you're someone that stresses a lot or has a lot of anxiety, which I've definitely had journeys with that as well. I used to have a lot of anxiety issues, stress issues, especially in school, because our school system is very stressful. I'd really recommend trying out The Mindful Movement. Now, a lot of their meditations are kind of longer, like 20 minutes. So if you're not there yet, there's so many great apps. I don't think you should pay for them. There's so many free things. You don't need to pay for any kind of membership or anything. But one thing I will warn you about is that meditation can also be an addiction as well. If you start using meditation as an escape, it's no different than your joint, than your alcohol, than your TV. So be mindful if you start, like for me, I used to I don't know, like I'd go to class or go to work and I'd be like, oh, I'm done with all this real work. I'm gonna go home and meditate. And it's taking me out of the present moment. And the whole goal of meditation is to be more present through, you know, the good, the bad, whatever. So it's important to be, look at your whole life as a meditation. Try to be present, because one thing, like the one reason that's kept me on this path of spiritual growth is I just want to be present throughout my life. I don't want to, you know, so many times earlier, before all my spirituality, personal development, I wasn't fully present, you know, whether that be suffering or, you know, bliss. I just wasn't present. You know, when I used to go on vacations, I'd always worry about what's gonna happen the next day, or if I'm gonna get enough, but I wasn't even there that day. And that's one thing that's really been really powerful for me. Meditation is just the power of now, the power of being here now, you know,
living in the moment. It's hard to do. It's hard, and it's something I've been trying to do a lot more, and the meditation has helped me. But it's so hard to do, and when you do it, though, you feel so empowered. You feel like you can kind of take on anything, honestly. You feel like you can just become another human being.
Well,
honestly.
yeah, it's one time I had a deep state of consciousness where I didn't really have any thoughts for 4 hours. It's kind of weird, to be honest with you. And when that happened, I realized anything I told myself I couldn't do in my life was literally just a thought. And in that moment, I realized I could do anything. And that doesn't mean I just success comes easy, or that doesn't mean if I want to, you know, have a girlfriend, they just all come to me. It's just more of your mind is literally your only limit. And it's not really about falling in love with the end result, because here on earth, in this reality, I'm not trying to, you know, get too that here, but in this reality, things take time, and you gotta, and you also have to understand a lot of your thought patterns you used to have, you'll still be recovering from those, but really anything's possible. And it's not really about the end result, because when you start falling in love with that, that's also taking you out of the present moment. But it's about just doing something you love every day. So for me, I got a degree that now looking back, I don't really want to have a career in marketing. So it's about, you know, learning from that, you know, working the job that comes with that, but then also building my business on the side, but just kind of falling in love with the journey, because you know, a lot of successful people tell us this, you know, they tell us all these stories, they don't see me when I was climbing up, or they don't understand that money ain't all it. And there's a lot of truth in that. And I'm sure, you know, once you get the money or once you get the success, it's fulfilling, and I'm sure it's nice, but it's what you're doing, that's the only thing that won't change. If Reggie or me were to ever pop up on YouTube, this is the only thing that won't change, you know, subscribers, YouTube's rules, the money, whatever. that can change, but the only thing that won't change is like the enjoyment of making this video. So it's like, you know, their mind's the limit, man. To like remove your limiting beliefs, because they're a lot unnecessary. And when people say that, when people hear it, I'm not saying go quit your job and you know go gamble in Vegas or go to California and try to be the next George Lucas. I mean, obviously be systematic about it, because whatever you've created now, you got to like rework that. But you know, like, pursue what you want, man, because a lot of people just aren't passionate, and that's one of my big passions, is like bring passion to people's lives. So, you know, whatever that might be, you know.
Yeah, no, that's all good stuff. Like dang, like this is great. This is great stuff. Anything else to talk about? I'm trying to think here.
I would say also, if any of y'all in college, joining a meditation club.
I think I might do that. I might have to do that.
It's very powerful. Like, just really community in general. We have this thing in society right now where we're very individualistic, and we're still like this way, and that's fine. It's not terrible, because you know we go through periods where, you know, you want talk about spiral dynamics. We go like community, individual, and it's important to have like a balance. But having people you can meditate with, or having people you can connect with on anything, you know, maybe you're trying to like try out for a sports team, you know, having people to train with, because like we have this thing, and especially in American society, where we're supposed to do it all ourselves, and you know, especially like being, you know, men and like masculinity, we want to like do everything. We don't want to help, but sometimes the best thing you can do is like receive help, or be in a community and like
give help.
Yeah, and it's like I think meditation in a group setting now, if you can't, like a lot of these meditation classes, if some of y'all are adults by chance, these are really expensive. I wouldn't really do that unless you're like super serious about it. I would try to join like free groups, like if you're not in college, like maybe like Meetup, I think has a lot of them, or even like create your own communities, whatever that might be. So I just would like really advise like trying to get in a group setting, and also go at your own pace, because I remember on my journey, like meditating 5 minutes, super hard. And another thing, I'm just trying to get as much information for y'all as possible. I don't want to make this video too long. Don't try to like control your thoughts, because once you start falling in love with the idea of, oh, thoughts are bad, or you start labeling thoughts like these thoughts are good, these thoughts are bad, just observe them. And that sounds so like, I know because I was there like a year ago. I'm like, what the hell, like what are these people talking about? But it really is, because when I stopped trying to force myself, like when I just allowed them to come, I've had a lot more peace. So they'll eventually change, and you can, I'm not gonna keep rambling, but if you do want to change your thought patterns, that's possible as well. Look into like how to reprogram your subconscious mind, and that takes time as well. And there's plenty of YouTube videos on that. So yeah, that's just kind of
I've definitely seen some of what you're saying. Like, just let the thoughts kind of come. Like, it's hard to do, but yeah, it's very changing.
Neutrality, man. Neutrality.
Yes,
Neutrality.
Exactly. No non-duality.
Yeah, non-dual.
So, I think that's it for today. But big thank you to Alec. Big thank you.
No problem. Hey, this man, he's a character, man. The man Reggie. I call him Reggie.
Yeah, he calls me Reggie. It's okay. But yeah, we're gonna sign out today. Thanks for joining. Again, check his channel out. I'm gonna have it in the thumbnail.
And also today I'm gonna have a video with Reggie or Ian. On the power of grinding, or not in the Cardi B sense, and increasing your wealth, increasing your work ethic. So definitely watch out for that too. I'll have that on my channel.
Yeah, thank you again for watching. Have a great day, and peace.